Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We are so happy to welcome Pat Fuller and Jim Molnar, both from JRC. Good morning.
Good morning.
Still kind of a new name, Jim.
Yes.
Still getting used to saying JRC. Who are you?
Well, JRC, formerly known as J.R. Coleman. Basically, we have an adult day center which serves people who still are independent and live in their home, but they may have early forms of dementia, but it's a chance for them to get out and about and socialize, and a respite for their caregivers. And we have a learning center, which is a day-long daycare center for everything from 6 weeks old up until toddlers and preschoolers, and then a before and after school program that actually goes up to 6th grade.
That's awesome. We'll get a little more deeply into that a little bit later. But for people who might be new in town, the name Coleman is not familiar to them, although it's very familiar to the rest of us who are from these parts. Tell us a little bit about that name, Coleman.
Well, Coleman comes from Father Coleman, who was very active in his community as well as his church. And in, I believe it was the 60s and the 70s, actually, when he wanted to kind of do an outreach for the community. And that's how a community center got involved, and that's how JRC came to be what it is today. Mm-hmm. It's an outreach for neighborhoods. It's for everyone, but specifically for low-income families, giving them places for their kids as well as their seniors to come.
Mm-hmm. And you're located where?
We are located on 14th Street for Northeast for the Learning Center. And then our adult day center is in the old Myers Lake Ballroom.
You know what I love about that? So many of those people going there for a fun day remember having some fun evenings there probably in their youth, right? Back when the proms used to be held at the Myers Lake Ballroom.
And they still do, because there's a JRC bistro. It kind of, if you go there around lunchtime, it's a throwback to the soda jerk era kind of thing. And their tablecloths are lime green, which is one of the last colors people with dementia can see. And
that's neat.
What's really nice about the program is it can be for 1 hour, half a day. So you're not necessarily connected to a contract that's a bulk 5 days a week. So people are coming all the time, coming and going. They have a memory room. It's a rather large room, but there are different segments of it where people can have lunch, and then they can have a respite of their own and rest. They have Bible studies, and they have Xbox bowling, and soon to be boxing, because we have an ex-boxer that attends, and crafts.
Oh, my goodness. So a little bit of everything, and
right.
Some things you wouldn't expect.
Especially in an intergenerational program that we started about last year at this time.
Tell me about that.
It's 1 day a week. Preschoolers come, and they match up with some of the seniors. And they do everything from crafts to sing-alongs, and they really pal up. And they've done studies. They do this in England. They've done it in Japan. Different countries have found that it helps both ends of the spectrum. It helps kids understand the stability of growing up and some wisdom and calmness that comes with age. And for the seniors, it brings back some socializing and some invigoration for the fact that, wow, I have ideas that young people really are interested in. And
what a very, very cool thing for someone whose maybe grandchildren don't live in town, or for little ones whose grandparents don't live in town. They give them that awesome experience of that intergenerational interaction.
It's a really good buddy experience.
Yeah, very cool. Even a more fun way to say it. Yeah, it's a good buddy experience. Well, one of the things that you do in March, and we always look forward to this during Women's Month, is the big Women in History event. And so that's why Pat is here. And so when is it and where is it this year, Pat?
The Women in History is the 22nd luncheon. This is my 6th year involved with the program, but it's at the Cultural Center this year on March 8th. It starts at 10:30. We have quite a few fundraising activities. It is the major fundraiser for the JRC Center. We do all kinds of activities from 10:30 till noon, and then at 12 o'clock we have lunch. Our guest speaker is a wonderful person from the local area, Dr. Para Jones. She's from Stark State College, And she grew up actually in the area right around JRC, so she's very familiar with the program and what we're doing. She actually knew Father Coleman. So we're real excited about having her speak. She's been involved with education her entire career as well.
Yeah, that adds a little extra fun note to it, doesn't it? That
it does.
She's a gal from our hometown, but also right there, grew up in the area, and inspiring, I think, to others that are in the area, saying, well, look what she did. I can too.
That's
right. Is that the point of asking her to come?
I think I've been involved with education my whole career, and I started teaching children in elementary school and junior high all the way through adults. Right now I'm volunteering 2 days a week at Amherst School in the kindergarten.
Oh.
So I'm very concerned about what happens with preschool education and how it affects our middle school, our high school children, as well as adults. So it makes a huge impact, and some of the things they're doing at JRC is outstanding. They have a food program to get them to understand more about eating better foods. They do some things with letters and colors, and the center is very active-oriented. So it's more than just someone watching the children while they're away. It's educating the children as well.
That's wonderful. All right, 22nd one. You say you've been involved. This is your 6th. Have you attended prior to that, or this is the one where they really roped you into running?
Actually, I did get roped in. A dear friend of mine snagged me. We have worked on a huge number of projects in the Canton area over the years, and she needed somebody and got me to do some things with the program and the invitation, change some of the layouts and the design. And
what's new and different about this year as opposed to past? Because I know these events tend to transform as you go.
Well, actually, we've gotten bigger. We started out at the Cross Center. We've been at Brookside Country Club, and this year we're going to be at the Cultural Center in Canton. And we have the Pegasus area, so that's a beautiful area with big screen TVs so everyone can see. We have opportunity for more people to attend. They can purchase the tickets online. It's JRC Cares, CARES.org. So the tickets are $45 a person, and it's open to everyone. Men are invited as well.
Okay, let's say that again.
Men are invited as well.
That's right. This is National Women's History Month in March, and this is the Women's History Luncheon. And so, of course, guys, come on. You can attend as well.
That's right. And we try to be finished at 1, so if anyone's working, they can get back to work.
That's perfect. All right. Well, you've got a lot of things going on between 10:30 and 1 o'clock. So take us through the day. What can we look forward to?
Well, the doors open at 10:30. The committee has been at work the day before and early that morning to set up things. So we have approximately 80 items for silent auction. They range in the information would be women's things, men's things, children's things, jewelry, and home things. We have a 50-50 raffle. We also have a giant raffle. We have 5 wonderful items. One of them is $1,000 in cash.
What?
Yes, $1,000 in cash.
All right.
One of them is a 55-inch TV with all the hoots and whistles. Another one is a Dyson cordless vacuum. Very handy around the house.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Another one is a week in Myrtle Beach at one of our friends' beautiful condo on the ocean.
For a full week.
For a full week.
Wow.
And we also have a beautiful Kate Spade bag. So it's a lot of nice things for everyone. And prior to the lunch, we're also going to have an interesting surprise Raise the Paddle event. So.
Now, some people, this might be a new concept because that's kind of a fun way. You go to something like this, you know it's a fundraiser, and you might have in the back of your mind what you would like to donate. But we don't always win those silent auction items or those raffle items, and so you haven't really spent what you went to spend.
That's right.
For crying out loud. So we need to be able to spend it. Tell me about Raise the Paddle.
Raise the Paddle is a new concept. It's been in a lot of the evening events, but we decided to try it for the ladies in the afternoon. It gives everybody an opportunity to make a little donation or a large donation if they didn't win anything with the silent auction items or with the 50-50 raffle. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice way that they can give a little bit. We have some little lapel pins we're going to give to the folks who are interested in cooperating and supporting our Raise the Paddle.
Very cool. What I also love is I love peer pressure when it comes to things like this. You see that other table and they're all raising their paddle. You really need to, too.
That's right.
But we want to go with a generous heart to this because it goes for such a wonderful cause.
Yeah, it really does. This is their major fundraiser, so we're really excited, and hopefully that everybody else will be as excited. We have several videos that we're going to be showing that everybody there will be able to see the children, and several of the children and some of the seniors who've been practicing during their visit are going to be singing a couple of songs to entertain us. So that's right before lunch as well.
You told us what some of the drawings are going to be. What about silent auction items? Do you happen to know any that we could be bidding on?
Well, they go from adult coloring book kits with pencils and crayons to a basket full of wine glasses and several different kinds of wine. There's a basket I know that my friend put together that has all kinds of things from Mardi Gras. So it has shakers and everything's in color with all the colors of the beads and so on. So a lot of them are decorated as well as having wonderful items. There's some things for Easter, some decorating things for spring, some flowers. There's some jewelry.
Oh, nice. And it sounds like you're talking about every possible amount. That they don't sound like ultra expensive or whatever your budget happens to be walking into this event, there would be something for you.
That's right. There's not everything is very expensive. There are some things. Of course, we have a 50-50 raffle. So those are tickets that they can just purchase. The tickets for the giant raffle are $10 each or 3 for $20. So even that's not too hard to spend $20 and perhaps you win $1,000. So.
And you're talking about a lot of people there as well if you're in the Pegasus area of the Cultural Center in Canton. So there's quite a bit, and we love when they give it back, don't we?
That's right. That's right.
So just putting that little bug in the winner's ear. Okay, now remind me, how do we get tickets again, Pat?
We can get tickets online, jrccares.org. Also, they can see the pictures of the Grand Raffle items, and there's more information about some of the things that are going on during the day. Mm-hmm. The lunch is being catered by Santangelo's, so we have a chicken dinner, and we also have a vegetarian dinner for those who are coming. There's sweet treats on the table, so it should be nice for everyone.
It sounds wonderful. Why are these kinds of events so important? And in particular, why is it important to celebrate women's history?
I think my personal feeling is that it brings awareness to people out in the community that this service is being provided, and we need to do more of it. It's a huge impact on children, and as they grow up, they remember things. Jim and I were talking earlier about how our grown-up children every once in a while say things that we taught them when they were young, and we're totally delighted. So it happens through the daycare as well. There's somebody there that cares for them, takes care of them, loves them, and nurtures them, as well as teaching them. So it's very important.
Even when we don't realize it. My son just remarked the other day, freaks him out when he sees his little boy walking just like he does, or sitting just like he does, or making some little mannerisms that you don't even think about. We are modeling all the time, are we not?
We are. We are.
Very, very cool. All right, well, let's go over all of the deets before we go to break. This is the 22nd annual JRC Women in History Luncheon, March 8th. Circle that date on your calendar. What's the deadline for reservations?
March 5th.
Got it. All right. Well, don't dilly-dally because that's coming around the corner. This will be at the Canton Cultural Center for the Arts. Doors open at 10:30, lunch at noon. If you have to get back to work, they get you out of there by 1 o'clock, so you can do that. Tickets are only $45 each. And for reservations, go to jrccares.org. Jim, you really want me to give your phone number?
Oh, go ahead.
All right. For more information, you call Jim Molnar at 330-455-3873. That's 330-455-3873, extension 406. We'll be back with Pat and Jim right after these words. You're listening to Our Community.